Okay, so I just be talking when I work, and I'm like, I probably should record it because then I don't ever talk about it again. Like, so, let's see this. Oh, I could bring my other thing. Okay, right now I gotta take things out of bags, but I figured out. If you use scissors, and you have a knot, right? My hands are they're not working right. So I wouldn't be able to do my job. So I figured out if you use scissors and you take this part that comes out, you go in the middle of it, get a good portion of it, and then you hold on to the, yeah. So here's a bag, okay? Then you hold on to this part that is going through. You have to analyze it and be like, okay, this part is going this way. So you hold on to the part that it's going through, and you just push it in the middle. You gotta hold that thing and you kind of keep pushing through like this. And then it comes out enough that you can actually open it. Well, I didn't do enough. Sometimes you gotta do it a couple times. Plus I'm talking to you and I'm distracted. But anyway, so yeah, then it... Because I was trying to have to cut them open. It was fucking nuisance. Took forever. Then I had to dump it in a bucket in order to be in like a turkey bag in order to go into another bag. So when you cut it, you don't have this excess. Anyway, I figured it out. So FYI. So that's what I'm doing. And I just talk. I don't know if that's just weird. I don't know. I've always lived by myself, like I always say, I swear there's another person in this house. Yeah. I'm talking to God. That's what I'll tell you. That's what I just say. People say you shouldn't talk to yourself, so anyway. Oh, I called Earth Medicine. I think that's what it's called. Earth Medicine. And I was supposed to have my consultation tomorrow. So I was just making sure that they had all the paperwork and the referrals and everything that they needed so we can go forth tomorrow. No delays. Because they would have to contact my doctor to get release form of my medical records. And I was going to have a consultation tomorrow. Well, Becky's really nice. I like Becky. Becky actually helped Haley too. I heard her name before I talked to her. This one is pissing me off. It hurts. Anyway, so I called her on the way here. And just verified. And she said, oh, yeah, Lisa. Because when I submitted my stuff, I got $50 off. So it was $130 in order to talk to the doctor. And then it was $35 for them to process it for me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Shit, I'm from Kansas. You can't even say that word. Let alone understand it. Like, no, it is forbidden. It is forbidden. Do not bring any type of hip to Kansas. You will be fucked if you get caught. I'm just telling you. That makes me think of, I get off topic, but I just think of things. Well, Haley was talking about how he has difficulty getting Caucasian customers. He said, nobody wants to do business with somebody who looks like me. He only has one. Out of all of them, he has one Caucasian customer. But this one customer also drives him crazy because he asks questions like, oh, is it good? And, he's busy. He got stuff to do. He don't have time to chit-chat. Like, just tell me what you want. We'll make the order. I'll send it to you. He's that type of person. I got shit to do. But this guy, he just be talking. He called on the way and was like, is it good? And he was like, is it good? He said, do you like it? He said, do I like it? He said, I wouldn't invest in something I didn't like. Stupid questions, just stupid, you know. And he wants all the pictures and what they look like, and da, 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 and then usually he only orders maybe a couple. So you make me do all this shit, and then you get like one or two things. But this time he actually made an order, and I was like, good. He was getting frustrated. I would too. Knowing that that's usually the turnout is I waste all this precious time and don't really get much out of it. Anyway, yeah, I told Haley that in Kansas, he was talking about different races. He's from Jamaica, just FYI. So that was another thing. Somebody was walking in the street, and there was a sidewalk. I was like, "There's a sidewalk for a reason," and he was just walking in the street. Apparently, you cannot do that in Jamaica. Pedestrians have the right of way, but apparently they don't treat them that way. Yep. Anyway, so I was saying that in Kansas, all the weed men, in Kansas, if you smoke weed, you have to find a weed man. That's just how it works. And it's illegal. So do not do it. Cops will fuck you up. And they Caucasian? Just go to a state that's legal. You'll be alright. Shit, I moved out here and I didn't know nobody. Didn't know nobody. All I knew was there was nature trails, waterfalls, lots of trees. I said say less. And I haven't been able to see any of that because my body is like this. So, the good Lord is going to give it back to me. Slowly but surely, I'm getting help. The proper help that I need now. It's been a year. I've been trying to do this by myself for a year. So they finally took me serious. End up in the ER a third time because I cannot manage my pain. First time, I couldn't consume food. So that was a gastroenterologist, and she's very good. She is. So I'm very proud of her. She's doing really well by me. Mrs. Dr. Reddy, that's her name. She's really good. She's the one that told me about the acid. Red meat and pork belly increase acidity in your stomach. And she's the one that ordered my imaging for my stomach. I did a Neuromed gastric emptying. I did a CT of my pelvis, which is really strange because, well, of course, everything is connected, but she don't know about my pain. That's the thing. My pelvic floor muscles are seized like a motherfucker. They're not too bad. They're getting a little better, though. Right? My pubic bone does not feel so in a vice. It's just kind of shifted to the back. Like, my whole body, I feel like I'm just squeezing my ass the whole time. Like, it does not relax. That's what it feels like. It's like a constant. And it hurts. It causes pain. It really does. So, okay, back to, I was on the phone. Sorry, I get off track. I don't even know where I ended. I probably didn't end my last story. But, I called Becky. She was fascinated that I had a letter. I got a letter, which is, like, unbelievable. Like, it says a lot. It says a lot. Because when all this first started, right, and I knew I needed a medical marijuana card, and the main diagnosis that I had at the time was anxiety and depression. That was what I was trying to qualify it off of. But no, those are not qualifications. And it's actually probably not a good thing, because if you're depressed, hemp is a depressant, as far as I know. But there's some people that are very educated. Very educated. I went to one down the street. It was brand new. It's called Green Planet. Very nice when you walk in there. But this guy, he talked to me for an hour, and everything he said went right over my head. Yes, there's a lot to learn, but people, I don't know. They choose to stay ignorant, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't understand how people are so okay with taking pills every day. I'm guilty as charged. Every day. You are more willing to take a pill that is man-made, that lists side effects of possibilities that could happen, okay? But judge hemp as if it is like strictly forbidden, it's a fucking drug, da 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 da. Hemp, yes, I'm sure has side effects too. Like, I don't know, like, not side effects, not symptoms. Symptoms and side effects are two different things. If a symptom of hemp usually is drowsiness, tired, depends on what you get. If you get indica, it's in the couch, basically. Indica, in the couch. You just sink. You just, if you want to pass out, there's some probably good for people that can't sleep, wound up all the time, need something, like, get a beer. When people say, can I have a beer? Same thing. Same thing. You think alcohol is okay over weed. Also, that's another thing. I don't get that. It is normal to go to somebody's house and then ask you, do you want a beer? It's normal. But it's not normal to go to somebody's house and say, do you want to smoke a joint? Or something. Like, that's not normal. You are in big trouble. You are doing nothing to do with you. Type shit. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And when you smoke alcohol, you're more rowdy. You're partying. You want to go out. You want to drive. Get somewhere. You don't necessarily want to drive, but you have to drive to get somewhere, usually. People aren't choosing to take the bus if they have a car parked in their driveway. But alcohol makes you hyper or aroused or anything like that. You become very promiscuous when you're on alcohol. You see people sloppy drunk, like, but that's okay. That's normal. But if you smoke weed, you generally, if it's a sativa, it's an upper. Sativa gives you energy, I guess. I don't know. I can't tell the difference, to be honest with you. One doesn't affect me more than the other to do what? It just doesn't really affect me. I can feel the drowsiness if I get too much, but I don't like getting there. Too much is like 3 hits. Too much. 2 is good for me. That's it. I just take 2 hits. That's it. I'm good. Anyway, but when you smoke weed, you just want to chill. You want to watch TV and you want to eat. Or play video games or whatever, but you don't want to leave the house. You want to be a homebody. But people are more accepted. It is more accepted to drink than it is to smoke weed, even though when you drink, it causes you to party and get DUIs and drunk driving, running into people, killing people, sloppy drunk, promiscuous, babies everywhere, STDs, HIV, AIDS. Okay? Get my point? But when you smoke hemp, you just want to chill at the house. You say, fuck this shit. You probably have stuff you need to do. You're not very productive. That's the downfall. Especially when people just are potheads. I'm not a pothead. No. People who are smokers that are like, hey, you want to smoke? I say, sure. And then I hit 1 or 2. That's it. I hit it once or twice. And they're like, here, I'm like, it's like, why do you do it? You are not a weed smoker. Why do you do it? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Well, I have been through a lot of trauma. This is the craziest thing I've ever experienced, okay? Your body keeps the score. I can tell you that. Hey, I got it. It takes a little bit. I gotta hurry before Haley gets back because you probably don't want me to keep recording in here. I'm not gonna show nobody. Well, I don't know. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm working. Anyway. Lord have mercy, child. Come on. I'm just not doing it at a very fast pace. So I'll get to my point. So I only hit it a couple times. And the whole point is because since I've been through a lot of drama, my nervous system, I think central nervous system is the umbrella. And then it breaks off. Unless central and autonomic, I don't know. I have to look into it. But anyway, at the beginning of all of this, I was told that my central nervous system is dysregulated. Something I have never heard in my entire life. And I have been in healthcare for 15 years. And I have been in the doctor since I was 3 years old. So no, I have never heard this before. Not related to any other patients I've worked with. Nothing. And nobody has really given me any direction. I didn't know what the fuck to do. Anyway, so smoking weed, okay, when your nervous system is dysregulated, your nerves are not happy, right? So they be stinging like a motherfucker. Oh, they sting. Which makes your muscles cramp. So then your muscles are all tight and you can't move and shit and you hurt. And then since your nerves run along the bones, that's where they reside, along the bones, your bones hurt. That's what initially I kept complaining about my wrists and my hands. They hurt. I'm like, why do they hurt so bad? I don't get it. Anyway, so weed, I hit it a couple times, but when I'm in pain, I just feel pain all over my body, right? Like all over the body. And I'm just stagnant. You know, like a normal person. I just be chilling like whatever. But when I smoke weed, I can feel it. I can feel it localizes an intensity of a pain in a certain area. But it moves throughout my body. Okay? That's why I call it stretch dancing. Because that's what I'm doing. You know, right now I'm working my ankles, which my feet are killing me. I don't know why that. My big toe, the ball of your foot that leads to the big toe, it feels like it doesn't want to give. There's something wrong with it. So I'm trying to get it to like pop. Sometimes I can feel like air bubble. That she said, my PT said there's air like in there. I was like synovial fluid. The synovial fluid is between your joints. She said no, between those. So when I hear pop, 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 snap, snap, whatever, it's air releasing. And to me, that's like stress releasing. Because after I can localize the pain, then I can kind of work into it, you know. And I'm not going to get better by not moving. That's another thing. I have to, like, weed intensifies my pain. Like, I have a love-hate for it. Put it that way. I don't like being spacey. You know, I don't like losing time. So I really don't like it. But it makes me move. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I haven't been doing this all day. I hit it twice. That's it. But now my body wants to move. Like I feel in different areas. Earlier, I was not doing this at all. But I think he's back. So anyway, I think I got my point across. And, so when I was talking to Becky, she was surprised that I got my letter. Because my doctor does not approve of marijuana treating anything. But they don't think twice about prescribing pills. It don't make no sense to me. So, at the very beginning, I tried to use anxiety and depression as a diagnosis in order to get a card because I had a DUI and I knew this helped me in a certain way. This doesn't seem, I don't know, I don't understand. But I would have to do UAs for 90 days and I couldn't have any of this in my system, which means I would be stagnant and get worse and worse and worse. You know, like I didn't want to be in pain. It was either abide by the rules or be in pain. Or abide by the rules and be in pain or not be in pain or be able to manage it or, you know, adjust. No, I chose my body. I did. I chose my body. Even though I didn't have no money, I couldn't get a card, and my doctor didn't really believe, you know. But I knew it was like, when I looked it up, it was like $380. I thought. Well, initially, I looked it up, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. $380 to get a fucking piece of paper, even though my doctor has written you a note already, like, saying that, yes, she suffers from chronic pain. He didn't say anything about marijuana use, you know, suggestion, nothing. He just says, this is her diagnosis, chronic pain. I have a lot of other ones. But anyway, the main thing was chronic pain. Chronic means long term. If it's acute, that means it's temporary and it will heal and it'll pass on. Chronic means it's there. You fucked. And that didn't work for them. They had to get that stupid piece of paper. So I just said, fuck it. So I just kept going in, and they knew I smoked weed. And I explained it to them. And toward the end, I couldn't hide my pain no more. And I was limping in there. She said, what happened to you? Did you get hurt? I said, no, I've been this way this whole time. I just can't hide it no more. So ever since that, they've kind of been, their attitude kind of shifted. Like, I don't know. It's been a fucking nightmare. Now they don't want to get my license back because I don't have a breathing thing in my car in order to start it. I wasn't drinking. I don't drink. I can't drink carbonated water or carbonated anything. Why am I going to put that poison in my stomach? The fuck? Tripping. Either killing me. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to ask my PT. I'm not going to see her. Shit, I don't think my OT is going to have, maybe she'll have an idea. But it hurts. Oh, it hurts. See, I wasn't really hurting this bad earlier. It makes me hurt more, but it makes me move. And if you don't move, you don't get better. That's what I was talking about earlier. I was like, I probably should record this. When people are lazy. Unless you are determined to not be lazy. Just put it that way. Is that a choice? Usually, not everybody, but usually people would choose to be lazy. So, our day-to-day lives, people go, they're going to, sit in chairs all day, or they stand. A lot of people are active, don't have active jobs. They don't move very much. So all their position is standing, sitting, laying down. That's all they do. But your body is made to have full range of motion. Full range, okay? Like everything, you can move your full range of motion. If you do not use your full range of motion, you will lose it. Okay? So I can't just be stagnant because I don't know what to do. I don't feel an intense pain. I really didn't. I was actually surprised because I didn't have time to put my polar ice stuff on. But I really wasn't hurting, but I also didn't hit weed. I didn't smoke the weed. So the weed actually makes my pain worse. But it requires me, motivates me, it's uncontrollable. Like, I just move my body. Everything I do, I don't think about. I've done that ever since I was little, apparently. Because people would ask me, I'd be dancing, and they would like a move that I just did, and they'd ask me to repeat it. And I'd look at them like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because I didn't consciously do it. My body did it. I just lose myself in my body, so no, I cannot mimic what I just did. I can't. My preferred type of dance is choreographed dance. That's my type of dance. I can break a video down pretty well. I had a girl in my class. She was auditioning for something. She was a cheerleader. And she was auditioning, and they had like a dance that they had to do as the audition. Well, they sent her a video to learn the dance, right? The dance was just the dance, like you just seen it. It wasn't a breakdown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It always goes to 8. I don't know why. 8, repeat, da da da. They didn't break it down for her to, how the fuck are you supposed to learn this dance? It's pretty, But how the fuck am I supposed to learn this dance? So I broke it down for her. We went a little bit, paused it, and I taught it to her. Yeah. It was pretty fun. And we weren't really friends. So yeah, it meant a lot that she came and asked me. We never talked. Like, she was the principal's daughter. There was cliques in my school. It was just not really cliques. I had a really small school. I went to a 1A school. Maybe it was a 2A, barely a 2A, I think. I don't know. It was little. So there was like a popular crowd and then just the kids that just didn't fit in. And I was in just the kids that didn't fit in. But I was known to be a great dancer. When I was a freshman, 2 girls, me and another girl, we tried out as freshmen. You can to be on the dance team, choreographed dance team, and anybody can try out. Anybody could try out. Freshman to senior, didn't matter how many from each class, didn't matter. But there was only 8 chosen. There was only 8. I think there was like 15 girls in my class. So that gives you an idea of how big the school is, right? So me and this other girl, as freshmen, tried out, and I was the only freshman that made it. And then my sister at the time was also on the dance team. She was a senior. But my sister did not get my genes. She did not. And she would get very frustrated and want to repeat it because we would go home. We would go to practice and we would practice, right? And then we would go home and we would practice again. And she would want to do it over and over. And I don't know. I just kept doing it, but she couldn't move her body either. She's very stiff, just like everybody else couldn't move their body. I was the eye-catching one. And then when I was a senior, we got a brand new coach. Like this lady, this other coach, she had been there years. And then all of a sudden, I become a senior, which is supposed to be the best year. I was supposed to be a captain, all this stuff. She retired. And somebody else moved in. And she didn't like my moves. She said they were too provocative. Skanky. She was into ballet and gymnastics, and she tried to conform us into it. She really did. She chose a girl that goes to her gymnastics class as the captain. And she was a freshman. I wasn't a captain. And I was the only senior. Because after Jennifer was the girl that tried out. I felt really bad for her, though. She had back surgery and stuff, and then she definitely couldn't do it. But, yeah. So, yeah, I was the only senior. Nobody else tried out out of my class besides her. And she didn't do it. And then she, had medical issues and stuff, unfortunately. But she's doing good now. You wouldn't know. Very proud of her. And she grew her hair out. Her hair was always short. Always short. Always. But she grew it out. It was pretty. It's red. Strawberry blonde red. I don't know. Not red. It's not like Morgan's hair. Morgan's hair is red. It's beautiful. Son of a monkey, my fingers. I was telling Haley that this is actually a good job for me because I do a lot with my hands. I was a CNA for 10 years, and then I was a physical therapist assistant for 5. We don't use our hands like this. We use our bodies, lift people, Our hands don't do much. So the fact that I need occupational therapy for my hands, this is actually really good therapy. And I told Haley this morning, I said my hands didn't really bother me this morning because I had done a lot. I did all this. I did 30 pounds yesterday. And then I had 30 more, which he's like, probably like, what the fuck are you doing? You're talking too much. Anyway, I gotta get going. I don't know what I was saying. No, I get off topic. Anyway, I gotta get boogieing. All right, peace.